It's time for the Taco Truck Roundup, the show where I tell you about everything that's new at AppSumo. My name is Dave Swift, and I've been reviewing lifetime deals every single day this week, spending hours poring over each menu item, clicking on every single button, so I can give you an informed opinion about what I like and what I don't like over at AppSumo. Of course, I got full-length detailed tutorials on every single one of these products, so if you want to know more about anything, check the link in the description. Up first is Closely. Closely is a LinkedIn and email automation tool that allows you to send off cold email messages as well as grow your LinkedIn network via messages or connection requests. It has a really nice user interface, it's easy to get around, and it has an extremely comprehensive campaign builder. Closely has some good safety features built in to prevent your account from getting flagged on LinkedIn, such as using randomized times to actually log in and send the messages, and you also get a dedicated IP address, so it doesn't look like you're logging in from all over the world. They also have a helpful Chrome extension, so if you prefer to actually be on LinkedIn yourself, you can still make use of the tool. Now, I reviewed Closely shortly after reviewing AimFox, which is a competitor to Closely. I would say that AimFox is a little bit more polished, but less feature-rich, whereas Closely was a little bit more technical, but had a lot more to offer if you are interested in being a power user. Now, that's not to say that Closely was perfect. There's definitely a few interface quirks or just things that were a little unclear until you'd actually use them a few times to understand how they work. I will add that Closely also has a lead finder database built in, which allows you to bypass using LinkedIn at all and go directly through their database. Now, the database was decent, but it seemed a little bit more limited than using something like LinkedIn, which is obviously going to have a huge population on it versus a database that was scraped, how long ago, we're not really sure. Speaking of that lead finder database, Bye in the comments says, Dave, I believe for the lead finder to work, you need to use the keywords and industries tab. Then selecting remodeling will filter this received data further. So thank you very much for that, Bye. I did actually try this out, and you're correct. It gave me a little bit wider reach. It still wasn't like overwhelming. I think I went from 98 results or up to 98 results where my initial search only gave 37. So definitely a big increase. But when you compare that to LinkedIn, where I had over 100,000 results, there's still very few inside of the lead finder, at least for some categories. That's kind of the thing with those directories or those databases. It depends on what you're trying to do. But you got to use it right, so I do appreciate the tip there. Casfori says Closely has some bad reviews, and luckily he owns Wallaxies Ltd, which was an old lifetime deal from AppSumo. And I'd say that's great. If you're happy with your tool, and this goes across the board, if you're happy with something that's working well for you, don't fix it. Don't keep trying to accumulate more and more LTDs. You're getting distracted from growing your business. Focus on the stuff that truly matters, and having a big virtual shelf of software is not going to grow your income. On the other hand, of course, Closely has some bad reviews. All tools have bad reviews, but I'd say overwhelmingly, Closely is thought of as a positive tool that most people are enjoying and making good use out of it. VC Focus writes, I've owned Closely for a while now, and now I know how to use it better. Thanks. That means a lot to me. I love when people watch my videos and actually walk away knowing how to use the stuff they've already paid for. That's awesome. Definitely want to see more people utilizing the software they buy. And finally, Vindo Krishna 8842 says, I have both tools at the moment. The main issue I have with Closely is the email sent have an unsubscribe link. And the worst part is it can't be customized, so any prospect would know that the email was automated. So there's a lot to unpack there. So apparently when you send off your automated emails with Closely, they're going to put an unsubscribe link at the bottom. That's, maybe unfortunate, but if you are sending off bulk emails, it's also kind of required. And you know what? If you don't do that, there's ways that email service providers can tell in the headers whether or not that email was sent from a person or via an API connection. And they can definitely start to throttle you into the spam box or the promotions tab or, one of those less than desirable inboxes. So yeah, sending off cold email is a really difficult thing to do, but I don't know, the fact that there's an unsubscribe message, have you ever received a cold email where you're like, this is legitimate. Someone really wrote this to just me and not 15,000 other people. I mean, it's kind of obvious all the time, right? So that's the game you're playing. It's going to be a challenge. So, well, I do believe that cold email and LinkedIn automation are definitely not for everyone. If you do want a tool like this, Closely is one to take a look at. I gave it a 7.8 out of 10. Our next tool is First Book AI. This is a tool for writing books using AI assistance. It allows you to create your very first book in under 24 hours using AI-powered outlining and writing tools. I tried this out going in very skeptically that I would get anything that was usable at all, but overall, it was a pretty smooth process. Now, the one thing was that they kept sending you back to this main dashboard after each step, and you had to click to get back into the last part you're in. That was a little bizarre, but everything else about the tool worked really well. You basically just give it a premise for what you want to write about, and then it creates an outline. After that, it wants you to write the first chapter. You don't have to write the whole thing, and then provide some anecdotes so that it can sprinkle them in throughout the rest of the book. And it does all of the rest of the work for you. Now, there is another mode which I didn't test, which gives you a little bit more structure, but doesn't write every single word. So if you are interested in using AI assistance, that might be the path to go. However, if you just want a quick turnaround and get a book out with your name on it, you can do it this hour. I wouldn't even say it takes 24 hours to get done. I think I finished mine in under 90 minutes. So while I question whether or not the ability to write a book that fast is actually a good thing at all for society or human beings, I have to admit that it did a pretty good job. I ended up giving First Book AI 7.3 out of 10. We're going to get back to the tools in just a minute, but I do want to point out that earlier this week, I did release a Black Friday video all about AppSumo's plans for this Black Friday. So this year, AppSumo is going to be doing things in a little bit different approach. First of all, they're going to have deals coming out in drops. So that means they're going to dump a bunch of deals on us one day, and then 48 hours later, they're going to give us some more deals. Now, here's the catch. The deals are going to be cheapest right when they come out in that 48-hour window. After the second drop comes out, the deals from drop one will go up in price. So I'm going to have complete coverage here on this channel. The very first drop will be detailed coming out this Monday. So get subscribed and make sure you are at this channel Monday morning. I'll have the video ready to go just as AppSumo presses the go button on their website. Now, the drops are going to start on November 18th and they'll run that entire week. The next week, the fun doesn't end. AppSumo is going to be doing daily deals every single day that week. Those are going to be code limited discounts on popular tools. So definitely hang around to the channel for that as well. As always, AppSumo is taking care of their Plus members. There will be Plus exclusive deals inside of the drops. You'll also get 10% off of everything this Black Friday, in addition to the discounts that are already on the store. And you'll get an additional 3 days to shop. Regular sales end on December 3rd, but Plus members will have until December 6th to make their final decisions. On top of all of this, there's also a giveaway. So you can get 100K from AppSumo to grow your business. I'll have a link to enter that giveaway down below. They're actually using one of their tools to run the giveaway itself. It's called King Sumo, and you get it for free if you're an AppSumo Plus member. And in addition to that, even if you don't win the 100K, they're giving away all of their Black Friday featured tools to 10 people. So definitely enter that contest. It's totally free. What do you got to lose? Now, completely separate from the Black Friday contest, AppSumo also has a freebie that they're giving out right now. You can get it right now. It's their Black Friday freebie. It's the Click-Minded AI Marketing Toolkit. So if you're feeling maybe a little bit left behind in the whole ChatGPT craze, you want to learn a little bit more about prompt engineering, definitely check that out. I do review it in that video, so that will all be linked below in the description. Up next is a tool that might help you to keep your Black Friday purchases organized. It's called Software Subscriptions. This is a SaaS product that allows you to enter in all of your purchases related to your business software and track and organize those expenses. It's got a nice clean interface that allows you to very easily see how much you're spending on monthly subscriptions, annual subscriptions, and there's even a nice calendar view to see when upcoming charges are coming. They even have a Chrome extension so that when you're signing up for a new tool, you can easily add it to software subscriptions to make sure that you're always up to date. I really liked all of these parts of software subscriptions, but there is another element that left me feeling a little bit bewildered, and that's what they called license key management. My hope for this part of the tool was that it would be like a mini password manager just dedicated to license keys, but that doesn't seem to be what they intended, and it kind of lacked documentation to really explain how you were supposed to use it. But best I could figure out, you enter in a tool that you license, and then when you assign that license to maybe an employee or a client, you enter it into the tool and assign it a value, and it kind of keeps track of which licenses were assigned to which users. Now, this is okay, but I don't really think of any use cases in my life where that is something I need to do. And on top of that, I did notice that if you try to assign two license keys to the same person or same user, it wouldn't let you do that. And I'm certain that different companies need multiple license keys for certain projects. So yeah, it just seemed like they had thought through it a little bit and then didn't quite finish it and just shipped it. So I don't know, maybe it's going to improve. It did look like it was a newer feature. I hope to see some improvement there. Viva Las Vegas Nirvana says, my software purchases from AppSumo are out of control. And my reply to that is that the irony of asking you to buy software to help you manage your software purchases is not lost on me. It's kind of ridiculous, but if some people need to stay organized, or even more than that, some people just really like to have a database of kind of their collection, right? I mean, I get the hoarding element of this. It can be kind of fun, but I want to encourage people not to do that, especially the way software is moving. Everything is commoditized. Features are turned into products that shouldn't have existed in the first place. And then when a bigger company just rolls it into their product, you're kind of left stranded. So yeah, there's a lot of drama and bankruptcy and problems going on with software, not just in the lifetime deal category, by the way. It's happening to everybody because AI makes it so easy to create tools. It's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. We're going to see more and more products, and we'll have more choice as a consumer. So it will be better for us. But if you're the type of customer that really wants to stay loyal to a particular brand, you're going to have to fight tooth and nail in order to do that, because you're going to have so many options. There's going to be a lot less compelling reasons to kind of stay with one single developer. All right, soapbox over. That's just kind of how I feel about this stuff. I try to find the best tools that I need in the moment and then just let everything else go. Everything kind of works itself out in the long run. Overall, software subscriptions was good, but it wasn't absolutely amazing. I gave it a 6.4 out of 10. Check it out if you need something to fill this need right now, but otherwise, I'm sure there'll be another one before too long. Our last tool this week is called Kiwi. This is an AI-powered video repurposing tool that converts your long-form videos into shorts or vertical content. Kiwi can publish to multiple social media platforms, and it has language translation capability, so you can start off in one language and then translate those subtitles into another. It had fairly impressive processing speeds for shorter videos, and it generates multiple clips automatically for long-form content. The real downside of Kiwi came into play when I wanted to edit the videos that it made for me. Overall, it really lacked any sort of detailed editing. Like if I wanted to move the camera around, because it obviously auto crops, if it didn't do a good job or it didn't highlight the part of the screen that I wanted it to, I'm kind of out of luck. So in my case, that meant that a form I was showing was cut off, and it really wouldn't have been all that usable of a clip. You also have to set the color of captions once for the entire application, and then all of the content that you make will have that styling. So that means if you're switching between a dark background and a light background, you're kind of stuck because it's going to be very hard to make the captions readable through all of the content. And honestly, I found the clip selection to be kind of oddly timed. It would start almost in the middle of a sentence, even when it was clear a new section was starting. Like I would start with the phrase, "and next," but it picked up like 4 or 5 words before I said, "and next." So it was just very disjointed feeling as a viewer. I don't think I would have liked that sort of content if it came across on my YouTube shorts or I was scrolling on Instagram, which I've honestly never done. I don't use Instagram. Now, checking out the comments, quite a few people brought up a tool called Minvo, which is a former lifetime deal from AppSumo that I had never tried. So here is Spucks UI saying, "I'm getting my hopes up for Minvo to return on AppSumo. BTW, love your reviews, Dave. Keep them coming. Thank you very much." Yeah, I've never tried out Minvo, so I'm excited to see if it ever comes back as an LTD, as this is actually a tool I could find useful if I got one that was productive for me. Matt Brownie Cake mentions Kiwi or Kiwi. So there was a little bit of an issue on my end where the transcription tool I used to help generate the title of this video may have called it Kiwi and somehow made it up on YouTube until Matt saved me and I eventually fixed it. So whoops, I don't know how that happened. I think I was tired, but I still find it funny. So it is what it is. All right, it's about time to wrap things up for this video, but don't forget, AppSumo's Black Friday starts on Monday. So get subscribed to the channel so you catch my video the moment it goes live. Otherwise, leave me a comment for the algorithm. Make sure to like the video, sign up for the email newsletter over at clientamp.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.